Okay. So you are aware about LTM, GTM, ASM, APM.
No.
These are the big IP product family, right?
Yeah, I'm aware of, yes.
Good, 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 good. So if we talk about the packet-based design, there is a lot of echo in front. Okay. So if we talk about the packet-based design, okay, what is packet-based design? That if any of the client is going for some of the destination, okay, so request will go through the device and it will come from your device. Here, request is going through the device. It can be anything. It can be router, it can be switch, it can be firewall, whatever. Even it can be a F5 product also. Okay. It's not mandate that F5 product always behave as the full proxy. No. So are you aware in which case they will not behave as a full proxy?
Packet-way design, client and the server, in which case it will not behave like proxy clients. Application server response request. It seems full proxy. Actually, yeah, it's not interrupting. It's a single connection. I think so. It's a
Not
single
here,
connection from.
not here in the diagram, but this is a generic question actually.
Okay.
In what case the F5 will not act as a full proxy?
In what case? Yeah, when we will not interrupt the do not interrupt like SSL interception. We do not perform interception. Just pass through. We have some sort of pass through profile. Then it
Right.
will pass through the traffic.
That's good. So in the case of our SSL profiles, if you will talk about, so not for that, maybe you need to talk about the load balancing. Okay, the maybe you can say the virtual server types of virtual server. So instead of standard, if you are using the perf L4, what is perf L4?
Performance based, performance L4, performance based.
Yeah, only based on L4. So in that case, it's not acting as a full proxy, but it would be a packet-based device, bit like your routers, your switches, all those things. Okay.
Yes.
But if you talk about the full proxy, now before talking for the full proxy, I wanted to know what is forward proxy, what is reverse proxy.
Reverse proxy for the actually connection initiate from the outside, from the client side, and actually it's reverse. Then we call it reverse proxy, and the forward proxy it forward the packets from inside to outside.
That's true. That's true. Even if you wanted to check out these all the details, maybe you can go to the NetMinion blog. Okay. Here there are very good blogs also, but yeah, if you wanted to just see about the proxy architecture and all of those things, maybe under the FIL team, you can see what is the difference between. Okay, you can see this.
Okay, sure.
So you can go through it. Maybe you can share it with your colleagues also if you feel like it is worthier. Okay, so there are lot of blogs available for you guys.
Sure thing. Okay.
Now, my question was, what is forward proxy and reverse proxy? You gave me the correct answers. Thing is, the device which is acting as a forward proxy and a reverse proxy both is named as full proxy. Okay. In our class, I am not going to use only F5 as a full proxy, but some of the tools which will do the interceptions. Okay, some more tools which will do the interceptions while we are generating the traffic. We need to capture the traffic. We need to check the payload. We need to check about what are the para, what about the URL, what about the file types and lot of stuff. Okay, maybe what are the cookies, hidden parameters. So all those things we will be gonna check using other interception tool rather than the FI. Okay,
Yes.
that is the future thing. But yeah, I'm just trying to tell you. Now, when the connection is proxied, you are well aware because it is proxied, the SSL thing will come into the picture, the SSL inspection will be gonna done, right? And the request and response, you can see there are two phases. One phase is between client and big IP. Second phase is between big IP and server. So this is your first phase, this is your second phase, right? So it is
Yes.
between your clients and your FI device. So this is not only related to the LTM, it can be LTM, it can be GTM, it can be ASM. In our class, we will be going to talk about only these two. Are very limited for the LTM, mainly on the ASM. Okay. By the
Okay.
way, you are aware that currently the name of ASM is changed to advanced web. Okay, from very
Yes.
long. So now we are when I am talking about ASM means I am talking about advanced web module only. So this is full proxy architecture. We are aware that since it is a full proxy architecture, it provides us connection is proxied and it provides us many of the functionalities like it can view the traffic, it can modify the traffic, inspect it. IPv4 to IPv6, IPv6 to IPv4, compression, uncompression, encryption, decryption, all those things I hope you are aware. Okay.
Yeah.
I need not to talk about this. Are we on
Yes.
same page?
Yes, we are.
Then, since advanced web work on layer 7 only, okay, layer 7, it means HTTP or HTTPS traffic, right? So
Yes.
it deals in the vulnerability to mitigate the vulnerability over the HTTP or HTTPS traffic only. That is the reason this is a layer 7 firewall. If you talk about the traditional firewalls, Polo, SharePoint, ASA, whatever, okay, those firewalls also work till up to level 7. But when it comes to the pure mitigation, they fail somewhere, but your WAF solution need to be applied. When I'm talking about WAF solution, WAF is not provided only by F5. It can be from the Citrix, it can be from the KMP, Imperva, a lot of vendors actually. But yeah, F5 is the one of leading, market leading technology. So far, I hope we are on same page. Yes.
Yes.
Now, so very first, whenever you are going for any of the application, what it does the name resolution. How the name resolution happens? Using the DNS. Actually, I'm trying to tell you the component of the application flow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we should be aware that very first thing is the DNS. If application is not working, somebody is coming to you that, okay, you tighten the security policy and my application stop working now. It may happen that they did the DNS changes also, but they are not aware. Okay, someone did that and the file is not opening. So we should be aware like from where the troubleshooting to be started. Although you are an experienced guy, you are having this kind of approach, but it's my roles and responsibility to start from the scratch. Okay,
Yes.
so DNS role. Then your URL components. So you are aware that there are protocol, there are file types, path, parameter. Okay, all of these components consist of what? HTTP. How? If I will give you a name, like example, like HTTPS, okay,
Mm-hmm.
NetMinion.net, then you can say Python. the PHP. Okay. And then maybe I can say module equal to 3. Now, would you help me to find out what is the protocol?
Application flow, how request flows from client side to application side, DNS role.
No. See,
Yes, okay.
let me
First, it will process
this,
like
this complete is named as
URL.
URL.
One is the host name initially.
And this complete is named as
URI.
yeah. Even URI, maybe I could say from I can accept the even hosting. Okay.
Yes. This URI.
This is your host name.
Yes.
This is your protocol. Now, what is your file type?
File type is a python.php.
Only PHP is your file type.
.php. Yes, .php.
Now, anything what comes after the question mark named as query string.
Yes. Yes.
In the query string, there are two stuff. What are those?
Sorry, two stuffs.
Yeah. One is parameter.
Oh, okay.
Second is value. Parameter value.
And the value. Yes, value.
Is this part clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
So this is maybe you can say the URL components. Okay.
Yes.
But let me ask, are you aware about the APIs?
Yes, APIs I'm aware of.
Okay, what is an API?
Actually, API is the intermediary communication channel, you can say, which act as act between the data flow. It retrieves the data from backend and it present the data to the client as per the as per multiple requirements, you can say, or intermediary platform, you can say, which fetch the data from the backend and represent to the client.
Correct.
Front end and back end is between.
But if I will talk about the REST API, what is the difference between REST API?
Actually, REST API is sort of you can say, like, it's one is open API, REST is other form of API. It's depend. I mean, what should I say?
It deals on HTTP web layer.
Okay.
If you will talk about the unified API or maybe some another API, okay, it can be on any layer. But when it come on the REST, means web layer.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Good.
So let us say if you are using the Python program, you are making some kind of API calls, maybe REST API, I will say. So what all functions you can use? The CRUD function.
Curl, 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 or like
No.
CRUD.
CRUD. That is a utility. Curl. That is
Yeah, it's a
CURL.
utility. Yes, that's what.
That is
Okay,
a
CRUD.
utility.
Okay, I'm not aware of CRUD. Okay.
So CRUD is very, maybe you can say a jargon. This is a very common word in the world of APIs. How?
Okay.
We can perform couple of the functions. What function? Like we can create something. C. We can read something. R. We can update something. U. And we can delete something. So they just picked up these 4 words and named as CRUD. Okay.
Okay.
So let us say if you are using APIs, In that case, you can perform these 4 functions. And when you are performing these 4 functions, you must be aware about some of the methods. Like, what is post method? See why I'm talking about.
Yes.
Reason is, by default, only couple of the methods are allowed on your application security. You are aware about the WAF.
Yes.
That is the reason
Yes.
I am telling you.
Yes.
So only couple of methods are available. But let
Yes.
us say the application is using the APIs, REST APIs. Now, delete is not there. Should you allow it or no? You should be aware why this request is coming from.
Absolutely.
Update is there or no? Okay, for the update, you can put patch. So what are the methods? Like put, patch.
Yes.
Get is the method for the lead.
Yes.
Post is the method for create.
Yes.
For update, as I told you, it can be your put, it can be your patch. For delete, but obviously it would be delete only. Right?
Yes.
So again, we should be aware about what are the methods that are gonna used. Okay, HTTP request have some methods. We should be aware about it. We should be aware about TLS SSL thing. Then we will be gonna capture a couple of the things like using Wireshark, Fiddler, developer tools, and lot of things probably as in how we required. Okay, in our classes we will be gonna use them.
Okay.
Then what are the status codes? Have you gone through it ever?
Yes. Yes. Status code actually is, uh, you know, uh, from the server side, whenever request it receives, it's respond with some sort of status code to inform the user, okay, what's like if successful, unsuccessful, error, or discrepancy, whatever it's, we can use status code.
So it's not always from the server side. Okay.
uh, yes. Absolutely. Yes.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, whatever you were trying to say, I hope you are right. So if we will talk about the 100 series, okay, or maybe 10X, I will say.
Hmm.
This is information message.
Yes.
What about the 200?
Successful. Okay.
200 is okay, successful message. We always see. 300 we used to see in couple of
Redirection.
scenarios,
Yes.
which
Multiple
which
scenarios.
yeah, which talk about redirections.
Yes.
Then we have seen the 404 or bit like that, right? Client
Yes.
side error 404, request not found. 403, not
Hmm.
allowed to access the page.
Yes.
407, admin maybe authentication issue.
Yes.
500, server side. So there are a couple of codes. Even let us say if somebody is coming to you and they are saying, no, 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 we are not able to uh, get our application through. And when you check in the event logs, you are finding it out. It is bit like 403. So is it our WAF issue? No.
No, it's a client side.
Yeah. So we will just say that, oh, okay, buddy, please check. This error code is depicting that it's not the WAF issue, but it is not allowed to access this page. Restricted page you are going with.
Yes.
Okay. So very, very maybe fundamental things I am talking about. I am just
Yes.
trying to, start up with the class because in the
Hmm.
first day I don't want to bombard with the lot of application knowledge and everything. But yeah, I'm trying to tell you a couple of things. Okay, maybe we talked about this. That is fine. Let's go ahead. So here on this page, you can see that I am talking about a couple of the request and the response structure of the HTTP. Okay.
Yes.
What is that?
I see. It's handshake, you can say. Web server data is a three-tier architecture. You
Correct.
are showing me here. First is the front end web server, client to web server, then the database, a two-tier. Below it's a client HTTP request to application server, then the database. And
So what is
like
the difference between web server, application server, and database server?
application, web server, and database server. Web server is our front end, we call it. When like HTML, it's a front end where
Correct.
client
Correct.
interact.
Couple of the files, couple of the images, maybe PDF files, maybe Word files, text files, some videos, images. Okay.
Yes,
From the
yes,
website, maybe you can say
yes,
it is something like the static content.
yes, absolutely. Then this comes to application server, which works like middleware, and it's take all the data from the web server, and it's uh, intermediary as and it's fetch the data from the database as per the requirement, like get, post, update, delete, as you said earlier.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's the
yeah.
function.
So
It's a
it
middleware also, like
maybe we
API.
can say it can expose the business logic to the clients, generate dynamic content
Yes,
for them.
yes,
Software
absolutely.
framework, right? Correct.
Yes.
And the database is
Database is the storage where all the components stores, like maybe from the web server, also from application, user database, all the storage actually. It's under the database, store under the database.
perfect. Perfect. You are 100% absolutely correct. So one should be aware about these components, right? How the application work hand in hand.
Mm, yes.
Okay. What about this?
SSL handshake. Actually, to start the start of the client and the proxy or server, client and server connection, secure connection between the client and the server. Actually, it's a HTTP, which encapsulate in the SSL, and it's called HTTPS, and it's the start of the connection between client and the server.
What is the difference between TLS and SSL?
Actually, it's TLS layer, you can say. It's transport layer. TLS works on the transport layer, and SSL works on secure socket layer.
Anything else?
Um, anything else? Um, Actually, TLS is like your 1.1, 1.2 is a certificate. Um, I think so. I'm not much aware. I cannot,
Okay, no, it's all right. It's
differentiate
perfectly
much.
fine. It's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Actually, I wanted to know like how much you are aware so that I would start from there. So you are aware that if any of the browser we are going through HTTPS, it means we should be having some kind of handshake. Usually we are saying that this is SSL handshake, but SSL is obsolete. Okay, SSL
Mm.
was the earlier thing. The newer thing is
TLS.
correct. Okay,
TLS 1.3, yes.
so newer thing is TLS. Even in TLS, as you are saying, there are couple of versions:
Mm.
1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and even 2 dot something also. Okay, but yeah, maybe 1.3 maximum. We guys are preferring, and the reason is When these handshake happen, okay, there is
Mm.
negotiation between the client and server. So both
Yes.
of them should be agree on something. If let us say you are using very high, very maybe very heavy cipher suits, but
Mm.
client is not able to encrypt in that, decrypt in that kind of communication, then what is the use, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
both should be agreed upon. It should be a mutual agreement among both of them. Okay. So
Mm.
TLS is also an encryption protocol designed to secure internet communication. TLS handshake when we are talking about the same thing. Okay. And SSL was replaced by TLS, transport layer security. Okay. So SSL handshake probably we can say TLS handshake also. But the name is still in very wide use. So everybody is saying SSL, SSL. Okay.
Yes.
What are ciphers?
Ciphers is like, say, a type of uh, mm, protocol suite in which multiple protocols encapsulate, and it transfers, secure data between client and the server.
What all functions it appears with?
Hmm. Yes, it's exchange the keys in between
Oh,
to
that's
secure
okay.
the data. To secure
That's
the
okay.
data.
That's all. So it does couple of the functions. Okay. Like one of them is you are saying encryption, right?
Yes.
Encrypting the data using the
Yes.
key.
Yes.
It will do authentication also among both of them. It will do the key exchange also among both of them. And there is integrity also. Means whatever data I am sending here, okay, the same should be here, reaching. If if the same data is not reaching there, it is malformed, the security is of no use, right?
Yes.
Now the now cipher suits are the combination of all of these algorithms. Like for key exchange, okay, for key exchange, there can be RSA, okay, there can be Diffie-Hellman group, there can be
Yes.
EC, okay, ECDH, and maybe lot of PSK also.
Yes.
Then for the authentication or maybe for the digital signature algorithm, again it can be RSA, it can be ECDSA, okay, or maybe it can be DSA. Like here, if you see, it is ECDSA. Then encryption, like here, AES, encryption. When you are checking the SHA and everything, it is what? It is message authentication code algorithm integrity. Okay. So
Yes.
again, these are a couple of the points. Probably as an ASM administrator, you should be aware like what all the TLS versions you are supposed to use. Okay, what of them should be allowed and how. Okay.
Yes.
Coming to the OAups. What are OAups?
WASP, actually, this is the uh, organization is which evaluate and which uh, you know eh, which announce the vulnerabilities, latest vulnerabilities in the applications. And top 10, these are the top 10 of WASP. It's the most of the applications face vulnerabilities, where most of the application, mm, uh, open or exposed to the attacks. They call it top 10 vulnerabilities.
Perfectly fine. So it's a non-international, non-profit foundation that work to improve the application security.
Yes.
And they publish lot of article, methodology, documents, tools, technology, lot of things in the field of web security, web application security probably.
Mhm.
And when we are talking about the top 10, this is their best well-known project because they are regularly updating about the report, which is outlining about the security concern of web application,
Mhm.
focusing on the 10 most critical risk. Let me tell you, FIASM mitigate all of the top 10 vulnerabilities, give you a, what to say, a graph also, okay? Nice chart to show that, okay, your application security having how many vulnerability prone to the vulnerability or they are mitigated with those kind of vulnerabilities. Okay.
Yes.
So this OWASP list used to publish every 3 4 years. Like earlier, it was 2013, then 2017, and then any idea?
Yes, it's
2020,
2022. Yeah.
2020.
This year also, I think they announced the new parameters. I'm not sure.
So that is OWASP top 10. Okay.
Yes.
Can you talk about any one of them? Whatever you want to tell. Okay, it's just maybe
Hmm. Injection. It's sort of, you know, this put method in which client attackers use malicious malicious injection like SQL injection, and in which he inject try to retrieve the data from the application side, from database. It can be through the URL fields, it can be through the mm, through like form fields, and it's also means there are many ways to for these injections, and many type of injection. It is the most famous is SQL injection right now, which I can recall. Yes.
correct. SQL
Then
injection generally is the major injection. There can be PHP injection, there can be LDAP injection,
LDAP injection. Yes,
there
LDAP
can be a
injection.
number of injections.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, number of
So you are
injection.
right. You are right. You are perfectly right. Okay. What else? What
A
else?
broken authentication. Broken authentication actually it's tries to steal the client data. It can be like browser cookies, it can be the token, it can be sort of many sort of just a text type in which is try to
By the way,
steal
this
the.
is this is old list of 2017. In class, I will show you the newer list. Some names
Yeah.
are also changed. Okay.
Yes, yes. ODI like authentication, it's session cookie hijacking, token hijacking, and then these type of attacks comes under broken authentication,
Okay.
session hijacking, cookie
What is
hijacking, and the
broken access control?
broken access control. It's broken access control. You know, I'm not. I forgot actually. I think so. It's also
It's not
same.
like
Means
it's not like
it's
I would be
familiar.
gonna
It's the
I
same.
would be gonna explain about each and
Yeah.
every using the practical in the class. Don't worry. Okay.
Yes.
Let's skip this slide. Let's skip this
Mm.
slide. Let's talk about this slide. Why ASM required? Okay. So why ASM is required? Maybe whatever you wanted to tell, you can just give me the overview.
ISM to like our traditional firewall UTM, it's protect that three hour like layer 4, 5, and
Maybe I
some more
wanted to
6,
ask you
7
one
maybe, but
question.
Yes.
I wanted to ask one question before that. Where ASM will get placed in the data center?
It's in the DMZ because our front end it's falls under the DMZ. That's why we place ASM.
You mean to
Deploy
say
there.
it should be behind a firewall?
Yeah, behind the firewall or front of the application server, our front end application server.
Okay,
Yes.
but behind the firewall, yeah.
Yeah, behind the firewall.
Why behind the firewall? It is itself a firewall.
Yes, a firewall, but we cannot, deploy it in front of the firewall because from most of the initial layers like was layer 3, layer 2, layer 4, 5, and most of the attacks we try to protect from our front end firewall,
Perfect,
UTM or whatever.
perfect. Yeah, that is really a very clear answer. That is what I wanted to listen for because it work on layer 7 I talked about. What
Yes.
about the all attacks from layer 1 to layer 7? Other attacks. Your traditional firewall is made to deal with those kind of attacks. Okay.
Yes.
So even when somebody say that, okay, should we go with the DDoS on the ASM? I used to say if DOS attack comes till ASM, even it's
Mhm.
not good. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah,
It
absolutely.
should be stopped. It should be stopped maybe before reaching to the first device of your DC.
Yes. Sure. Yes, absolutely.
So you are 100% correct. It should be placed in the DMZ. Okay, perfect. Okay, what else? Why we
Okay,
require it?
what's because it's also it's a reverse proxy as we discussed earlier. It's not only client side; it's inspect the data, decrypt and inspect the data from the all the attacks from the client side. It's also just inspect from the server side also. That's why we just keep it in the DMZ.
Right, right. So web application, we can say it is intermediary system positioned between the web application tier and your maybe client tier, you can say. Okay, between the client and the end users and the web tier. And this is the intermediary system inspect and monitors every ingress or egress traffic minutely. If there is any kind of malicious pattern or anomaly behavior, it will
Yes,
generate a violation.
yes, absolutely.
Okay. And the
Yes.
system will enforce mitigation action. It will tell you that, okay, you can do so such and such thing. You can block it, you can monitor it for further maybe checks, okay, for some days. So you can do anything. But ASM is one which protects from these vulnerabilities. First thing, it OWASP top 10, whatever I was talking about, OWASP top 10. Okay,
Yeah. Yes.
it mitigate those vulnerabilities. Second things, some kind of regulatory mandates like HIPAA, okay, like PCI
Yes.
DSS for your health industry, for your credit card industry. It mandates those or it ensure those kind of compliance. Then easy to manage. It is a purely GUI. You are aware about it, right? You are doing it. Easy to provide some kind of read audit reports. Centralized security policy management is there. Everything is very much efficiently, what we can use when we are learning FIF. Okay,
Yes.
so it's not just the WAF, it's more than that. Like as I told you, it ensures the compliances. Okay, and it does a lot of maybe flexibility. Okay, Here is one term, local traffic policy. What is this?
Local traffic policy.
Before maybe talking about it, let me
LTM.
tell.
You're talking about the LTM. I think it's
Yeah,
here.
yeah, it is help.
Yes. Yeah. Because it's our local traffic policies, our all the traffics comes first our LTM uh, to mm, means like most of the decryption we perform on the SSL. SSL decryption offloading perform on the LTM. That's why I think it's referring here local traffic policies. What type of policy it should be? Client side, server side,
Have
and
you heard about iRules?
yeah, I rules. Yes.
iRules is bit like based upon TCL.
Yeah,
Some kind
TCL.
of
Yes.
syntax you should be aware about. You should be aware about how to write them
Yeah.
down, right?
Yes.
Now, let me show you one thing. So, if you just write down bye bye iRule, you will get my video. Okay. So if you just click here, can you see this? Bye bye iRules introducing the local traffic policies.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
iRule versus LTP. Okay.
Okay.
Maybe you can go through it. Okay. If you
Yes.
haven't seen it yet, you can go through it. You can able to understand more. Okay. Even though I will also gonna explain you tomorrow, but it's alright.
Sure.
Good to go there and read about it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
what happened is this is something the GUI, not replacing completely. Okay. Let
Mm-hmm.
me put a disclaimer. Not it
Yes.
cannot replace completely. But yeah, somehow your match and set statement are there. You can choose them, and most of the work you can achieve through the LTP. Now, why it come when we are talking about ASM? Why? That is a question you need to find it out by tomorrow.
Sorry. Once more, please.
What is the significance of LTP in ASM that you need to tell me tomorrow?
LTP.
LTP, local traffic policy.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay. What is the
Yeah.
significant in the ASM module that you will tell me tomorrow? By then maybe you can go through it, you can understand about it, and tomorrow I will show you practical also. Don't worry. Okay, if you not able to find, it's perfectly fine. I am here. I will tell you what is the significant, why it is important, what should be the thing I would be gonna talk about. Maybe I will be gonna give you a couple of the examples also. Okay, we will talk about this tomorrow.